It is late at night and I'm gonna be baking for quite a while and trying to finish decorating. Kenya has requested that I do a unicorn cake this year, so I'm excited because I've been wanting to have an excuse to do one of these, and so now's our time. So we're doing a unicorn cake, and I am going to be not only decorating the outside, but the inside and making it colorful and everything like that. So you'll see a little bit of that process, and we're gonna get Kenya's cake made. Okay, for Kenya's unicorn cake this year, it's gonna be a 2-tier cake, and the top tier actually is gonna be white cake, and the bottom tier is chocolate cake. And I always like to do that and give kids options at a party if they would rather have white cake or chocolate cake. So it gives them a couple choices that they can have. So I've gone ahead and put together my basic white cake batter, and I've actually divided it into 4 bowls. And the next step that I'm gonna do is add a little bit of the gel food coloring to each of the bowls to make different colors, and then that's how we're gonna add it into our cake pan. So our cake is actually gonna be multicolored, just like unicorns. They're all about unicorns and rainbows. So we're gonna go ahead and do that and get the different colors and then put it in our cake pan. Okay, so now that I have gotten all my cake batter colored and I've got my 4 different colors, I'm gonna go ahead and add it in the cake pan. But I'm gonna do it a tablespoon at a time and keep stacking it so we get that really cool effect of all the different colors, kind of like in a rainbow. I've got all my white cake batter in the smaller cake pans, so we're gonna get those in the oven, and then I'm gonna make my chocolate cake batter. It is the morning of Kenya's party, and we still have no cake. It was a long night, and we've had somewhat of a cake crisis. The top part of the cake came out just great, and then when I went to pull the chocolate layers of the cake out of the oven last night, they had fallen and caved in. I have never in all my history of baking had this happen. And I am saying it is due to the fact that I was baking at 2 o'clock in the morning. We have called our blog Camp David Adventures, but I'm starting to question if we should have really said that, because I've about had enough adventure for the past month and a half. The adventures are getting to be a little much for me right now. That's okay. I'm not going to let this get me down. Let me show you the crime scene, or let me show you the cake scene. And I am really humiliated about this. I have never had this problem, people. I don't know what happened. Here are the bottom layers of my cake. They are all wrapped and ready to go. I'm going to stack them. I'm embarrassed, but I'm going to be honest and truthful with you. I too make baking mistakes. Look at this. And then when I took them out of the pan, they just completely fell apart. I'm taking lots of deep breaths. There is another thing about today. 3 years ago today, Granny passed away, and so it's bittersweet for me this morning. I'm glad that she's in heaven, and I'm glad that she finally gets to be with Gramps, but I miss her, and I'm just thinking that she never really showed stress. She never really showed getting upset, and no matter what the problem was, she pushed through it. So I am going to take that help from heaven today and say, I'm not going to let this get us down. The adventures have been interesting so far, and we're going to just take it and run with it. I still don't have a dishwasher. The amount of dishes that pile up when you are trying to make a cake is a lot. We had another leak in the sink last night. We were doing dishes by hand, and somehow something has come off of the garbage disposal, and when water drains through it now, it goes into the bottom of the sink. So we are going to keep moving forward today. I am now putting my mom-giver hat on. You guys, I'm going to date myself. I remember the show MacGyver, the guy who could build anything out of anything and handle any situation. Well, I'm calling it Momguyver, and I'm putting my Momguyver hat on. I've got my plan put together, and we're gonna tackle this thing, and we're gonna have fun. And Kenya is gonna get her cake one way or another, and she's gonna eat it too. The cake this year is gonna be, the top tier is homemade by Mom, and here's my Momguyver trick. I went to the store very early this morning, and I was successful in finding 2 8-inch round chocolate cakes. Granted, they are frosted, but I'm gonna take care of that. Who says you can't take frosting off? So we're gonna use the cakes, but I'm going to redecorate them. So here we go. We're gonna tackle this. It is now 10:30, and her party starts at 5. I have to be able to go set up where it's at. So I'm hoping to be over there around 3:30 to go set up. So we're gonna see if I can accomplish this mission. So the first step in this cake revival process is I'm going to take the frosting off of the cakes I just bought, because all I want is the cake. That's it. Like I said last night, this year Kenya has requested a unicorn cake, and I got really excited when I heard this. But with all the adventures starting to creep up on us this last week, I am finding shortcuts this year. I have enjoyed making Kenya's cakes for the past 11 years. For her first birthday, I did not make her cake. We went to a store and got it. Every year after her first birthday, I went ahead and made her cake. And over the years, I've had some really fun cakes to do. There was one year she had an Egyptian themed birthday because she was really, and she still is, very interested in ancient Egypt. So we did an Egyptian cake. There was another year she had a Chopped birthday off of the Food Network series Chopped. So I made her a Chopped cake. Another year, when Frozen came out, I made her a Frozen cake. So I have really enjoyed making her cakes all throughout the years, and this year I'm excited too. Last year, though, she had a Christmas-themed birthday party because Kenya is about all things Christmas. She loves Christmas. It's ironic that she was born this time of year because it is constantly the joy and happiness of Christmas is always in her heart. So last year she chose to do a Christmas-themed birthday. The cake that I did, I made all of the little figures on the cake out of fondant. I love working with fondant. I also love working with gum paste. But sadly, guys, this year, it's just overtaking me. I don't know what it is. So while I was in the store a couple days ago, I haven't had time to get out the fondant and start creating like the ears for the unicorn or the horn. And I found this really cute kit at Hobby Lobby. It's already got the ears and the horn in it, so it's one less thing that I had to make. So I'm gonna call this my Momguyver hack. My cake may not be exactly what I've done for Kenya in the past, but this is another thing Granny always did. She always said in the kitchen it was made with lots of love. And that's all I'm trying to do, is there's gonna be lots of love put in this cake. The bottom tier is gonna be store-bought made cake, and which is totally fine. I have nothing against that. And then the top tier, of course, is going to be the stuff I made at home. We're going to get this done. I have a big bowl of my homemade buttercream frosting. I made it really late last night, and when I was seeing the disaster with the cakes, I really didn't go over how to make my buttercream. That will have to be for another day. So I'm going to take the cakes off of the cake board and put them and assemble them now on the cake board that I'm using for Kenya's party. I've got my replacement cakes stacked and ready to go, and now we're just going to get them frosted with my buttercream and then work on the top tier, and then we're ready to decorate. Okay, I have crumb coated my bottom tier of my cake. I'm going to let it chill in the fridge for just a little bit. That way it hardens, and then we're going to put the final layer of frosting on. While that is chilling, I'm going to start on our top tier. working on the top tier of the cake, which was the homemade cake that I made, and we were stacking it. I had wanted it pretty tall. I had put the dowels, these are dowels that holds the cake together. I put the dowels in and started frosting it, and I guess my cake woes weren't done. The top tier of the cake started to lean, and eventually it collapsed. This is the top tier of the cake. I didn't panic, and I stuck in my Mom Guyver mode, and I started kind of cutting and leveling and cutting and leveling, and I was able to save a portion of it. The cake's not going to be as tall as what I would like it, but at least it's still in cake form, and that's this. So we still have the top tier. It's not going to be level now. I am so thankful this is not for a paying client, because I would be over the top right now, freaking out. Knowing that the cake's not going to be completely level and straight, it bothers me, but also knowing that it's for Kenya, I'm okay with it. I have gotten our bottom tier done, and it's all, I frosted it, and so we've got this all done. Don't worry about the color streaks that you see in there. Those are intentional. Kenya wanted some little color streaked through so it looks a little tie-dye-ish. So that's why we did that. So that is the bottom tier of our cake. I am now going to attempt to finish frosting the top tier, and then we're gonna put on all of our little details. Got the cake somewhat stacked. I will be shocked if this thing makes it to one piece to where we're going for Kenya's party. Luke's home, so that's good, but we're just trying to finish the main, and then I'm gonna try and do the eyes. But I have never in my life had so much trouble with one cake, and I told Luke and the kids, I am retiring, I think, from cake decorating. Missy Franklin retired from swimming this week, so I think you're gonna see Jill David retire from cake decorating after this one. This goes well, and actually I was just thinking, this is Kenya's first party that we've not done at home. All of the parties we have done at home and played games, and this is her first year doing it somewhere else. So we got the cake to Rory's, and guess what? It cracked. So they put it in the freezer for me. I knew that it all had to do with temperature. And it's just not gonna be perfect, but that's okay. It's cake.
Cake is cake.
Cake is cake is what Lincoln says.
It doesn't have any feeling.
Are we ready for a party, people?
Yeah! Yes! I'm so excited.
Our party girl back there. We just got done at Rory's Soda Shop. We just decorated, blew up some balloons, hung some banners. So everything's ready there. We're gonna go ice skating and then head over to Rory's.
Hi!
You having fun?
Yes.
You got the one I'm doing.
Oh, I got you. All right. Are you okay? Kind of like My glasses.
It's perfect. Ready, girls? Oh, you can wear those glasses. Try them on. Just try them on. I want to see what they look like. Cute. Why are you raising your hand? Oh, chocolate shake? Is that why you're raising your hand? Having fun?
Yes. Okay, that time I'm not picking it up.
How is it, buddy? Yeah? Girls, how's the food? You haven't got, all you got is your shake so far? Did you get a malt or a shake? Oh, yum. Birthday, dear Kenya. Happy birthday to you.
It is Kenya's birthday. We no longer have an 11-year-old. What are we gonna do?
12-year-old preteen tween.
She is now a tween. We have now officially said that she can be called a tween.
I've been waiting for years.
Okay, so there's one thing though. Tell you what, it just keeps coming and coming. Today is Kenya's birthday, and guess what? She is sick. Kenya, without straining your voice too hard, can you tell them how does it feel to be 12 besides a scratchy throat?
It's good. I didn't exactly picture it this way, having a scratchy throat and all. At least I'm not throwing up.
She's very excited because there's something you can do when you're 12 years old, right?
Yes.
What is it?
At lifetime, you're not allowed in the hot tub or dry sauna
Or in the workout area upstairs.
or spa or workout area.
You can
until
take
you're 12.
classes. 12 years ago today, Luke and I were new parents. Kenya was born very early in the morning. It was between 3:30 and 4 a.m. And here's something, Kenya was on time. She was born on her due date. So 12 years ago, I started saying, I think I'm having contractions. Luke said, no, it's just, you just think so because tomorrow's the 24th. And sure enough, we went into the hospital and they said, yes, you are going to have a baby. And lo and behold, Kenya arrived 4 a.m. on December 24th, and our lives have been changed for the much, much better ever since. She was delivered by C-section, so there towards the end, her heart rate dropped really low and we had to do an emergency C-section. They brought her to us in a Christmas stocking. It was the cutest thing ever. The nurses, some ladies had made a whole bunch of stockings that were big enough to put the babies in, and they brought her to us in a stocking. And it was very cute, but honey, we're so glad that you're with us, and Kenya makes our lives so much brighter, and there's never a dull moment with her. The other thing that has increased in our house since Kenya has been with us is music. Kenya always has a song in her heart, and she always shares it with us.
There's never an
There's
absence of music.
See, even with laryngitis, she's still singing, people. We've told her not to sing because we're trying to save her vocal cords because, of course, she's got Mary Poppins coming up. And she sang ever since she was little. And I think one of my favorite earliest clips of Kenya's singing is when she sang Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast. Remember that clip?
Oh my goodness.
So that is one of my favorite memories when she was really little, and that's when she really, really started like showing us that she's a singer.
Beauty and the Beast.
Can you do Beauty and the Beast?
Sure. Tell us all this time. Tell us all this time. Beauty and the Beast.
Happy birthday, dear Kenya. Kenya, happy birthday, dear Kenya. Happy birthday, dear Kenya. Kenya, happy birthday, dear Kenya. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kenya. Happy birthday, Kenya. We miss you. We love you. You're like the coolest 12-year-old we know, and we're so excited for you today. We hope you have a great day. Happy birthday. Tori, what's your favorite thing about Kenya?
Happy birthday.
She's fun. She's so fun. Okay, we love you, Kenya. Bye.
Hi, Kenya. Happy birthday, Nana and Papa. And we love you very, very much. And we were asked to say a few things about you, and we thought of one. We both thought of it. It was great that when you were little, every time we were like in the grocery store or even outside or something, wherever we were at where there were people, you were always very, very friendly with everybody. You don't know any strangers. Everybody's like a friend. And you would even say hi to people as we're walking down the grocery store, and we put you in the basket in the cart, and you're waving to everybody and hi everybody. And they don't even know how to respond.
No, and you go, hi, I'm Kenya, and this is my mom, and this is my Nana and Papa, and this is my brother Lincoln.
Yeah,
So,
crazy.
an announcer, right?
But we love that because that's who you are.
Yes. We're so excited. You're going to be 12 years old. I can't believe it. Have a wonderful birthday. We love you very much. See
Bye-bye.
you soon. Bye.